So, yes, let's go see what's going on here. Kindest Irma, what do you need? Looking for a swift peril? Please, I mean no harm. I remember your kindness. In those caves, I was granted freedom, a gift unthinkable. I enjoyed it greatly, yet for a short time. Soon I grew restless. I feel I am obliged. Free beings choose their debts to pay, so I chose mine. What are you getting at? I will aid you in your battle, even if it is my last. But choosing the moment of your death is the privilege of a free. I'll bid you farewell till then, and thank you while I have the time. Where we will meet has no room for words of comfort. Huh, alright, cool. Our good deeds pay off then, I guess. Having this doppelganger show up to help us out. The cruel night will start after Grey Irma reaches the top. There will be no return from it. We got 15 minutes left of episode time. Are we going long? It's kind of looking like it. The cruel night's about to begin. Here we are. Starting with Red Irma. You're here now. Good. Where is the sculptor? Too late, Clayhead. The moon has claimed the apex, forced him into hiding. And I pledged my allegiance to her. I won't let the sculptor have the vessel. I'll just take it away from you. Indeed, grand things hide in plain sight. The integral vessel is you. I knew it from the start. Knew from the start? How? From Zoran, of course. Integral, pristine, whatever. You were the only one whose gland did not cleave in the kiln. He believed the vessel was one of the squad Clayborns. He just didn't know who exactly had the gift. There was only one way to find out, and since you all were tough, I had to turn you against each other, with your glands bursting in malice. And that's it. It's simple. Soon you did break down, like a treasured ball slipped away onto stones, glued with despair and anger which came after. And that is why you cleft me. I was the thing he needed. You don't think I just followed my envy, did you? I joined the Prestige not for the sake of communion or another of Zoran's delusions. I did it to destroy the scum that ruined the world around me. My world. And dead ranks of scum is where you belong, sister, even if you are a less common pest. No last words, Clayhead? I get it now. Or cleavings. We Clayborn spirit for a good reason. We inherited it from you, from humans. But unlike you, we are brave enough to traverse the path of ruin. The price worth your free will, I guess. Enough talk. Time to break you for good. Oh! Quelle surprise! Red Irma, the parent flesh. Ooh, there's a whole lot of buffs happening here. What the? Hold on now. Alright, something just took damage. I can't tell if I'm hurting the moon. Also, which one am I? Hold on. Ladies. Getting awfully tricky to figure out. Ooh. Ow. Okay, no, we gotta beat up Irma. It's just that the moon itself is also rocking. Oh no, the doppelganger! Well, it makes this fight a little bit clearer. There we go. Easy. I won't let you win, no. You hideous thief. I will rip what's mine from your body. Ascension! The moon and her shadow. Okay. Oh, she's taking damage normally. Okay. Okay. Alright, that went on for a while. Good to know. How do you like them apples? Wait. Okay. Ow! I was gonna say those aren't too bad, but it's the damage which really sucks. Okay. I think you can iframe through those lasers, if I saw that correctly. Whoa! Ah! Alright. There we go. Another copy. Oh boy. Ah! Oh yeah. Ow! Ooh, okay. It's just an AoE. Oh boy. Almost got her. Oh. Survive the lasers or just tank through it. Great foe defeated. Seems your fangs grew sharper, Clayhead. Poor timing to share compliments, human. Human. Or maybe the last living human to see the skies. Tell me, Emma, what is in your vessel? What will this world inherit after I take my last breath? Freedom. It's empty. I am to fill it the way I wish. There is no room for you. So bloody simple. Kind of heavy stuff to put her down, you know. The last human, as she implied. I don't know how to feel about this. Also don't know how to feel about either of these two weapons. I'm not a huge fan of either of these. But I guess I'll take the hammer because it's fun. I can't help but notice, I think that's Ion standing there to the right. The moon hunger's been alleviated. I think I blew up the moon. Or something when I just did that fight. Okay. Let's talk to Ion first. He's always been good for me. I thought that I've seen all sorts of dreams. I was wrong. Only now I've seen everything. I've seen love turn into envy. Freedom blooming in death. Parent destined to forever lose to her child. Weirdly, it felt so familiar, as if once I've been there. No, Ion. Don't go astray again. Keep looking for yourself. Ooh, what is this? Oh. It's like I'm just a distorted mirror, bound to reflect effigies and fake things. I'm so tired of this, Irma. The father returned to the workshop, Ion. You have to face him now. Well, that's mysterious. That I don't know what any of that meant, but sure. Now, you. And also, this area still goes on by the looksies of it. I need to see him. Come to the workshop, my girl. We have so many things to talk about. The workshop, eh? Okie dokie. This, I'm pretty sure I've explored this area. Oopsie. No matter, we can get fairly quickly to a mirror from here. Oop. One more for old time's sake. Fight this guy. Oh, no, actually, no. No, I just saw that guy drop down over there. You know what? You clay boys can hang out. Although, moon hunger is alleviated, Hold on. Okay, you know what? Hold on, one more. Boom, baby. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Sweet retribution. Alright, that's enough of that fun. Just had to be for a second like, wait a second. I can beat these guys up now. Ooh. See that? That whole area underneath revealed? What are you waiting for? Go, go! Ahead, to the workshop's very bottom. To the mirror hall, you priceless idiot! You've got weirdly excited. I can't wait to become one. To become we! To become many! Our loneliness is about to end. Walls that separate us will crumble! Stop. Don't ask again. Just go. Go. Did I hear a door open over here? Oh, yes, indeed. Out of curiosity, is there anyone over here? There most certainly is not. We really are now the end game, huh? We got 5 minutes left of episode time. Damn, that Irma fight went real quick, like, huh? Pretty happy about that, but I'm really sad that I couldn't keep the doppelganger alive. I wish that she had survived. There probably is a way to keep her alive if you're really good at this game, but that's not for me. That's not for hands these mortal as mine. Huh? That's all? What? Oh, it's a teleporter! Ah, I see. Okay, I was like, wait a second. Why is talking to him just making him shuffle from left to right to left? Did not get that. Ion's over there again. Wow. Italag? Are you alright? You're so quiet. I'm the way I should be. Before these gates of silence. Oh, aye. Don't bother, kitten. You did well. For a human. Death smiles at us all from the sky, kitten. All I can do is smile back. Shit! Okay. Delayed that on thick, huh? Make sure you really get that. Okay. Well, goodbye, Italag. Ooh, we're doing a real run-through of all the characters here, huh? I spoke to him, Irma. What did he tell you? He said he never sculpted my clay. He just forgot about me, Irma. Like I never existed. Ion. I did not regret. Somehow I felt relief. All my life I tried to work out his plan for me. Who should I be? Who should I be? Turns out he had no grand plan. He just got tired of sculpting you, or another pristine, and made something to get distracted. Somebody without apparent flesh. Maybe he just fell into sleep during the work. And here I am the last. Last work of a sculptor. Last mistake of a sculptor. Now What's happening? Ion! A drop of ichor has been born inside me. A tiny drop of me. I can tell. Wait, game. Whoa. I should go now, Irma. Elsewhere. Somewhere far. This much I know for sure. Good luck, Ion. I was glad to help. Thank you. Again. Well then. That was kind of pleasant, honestly. That Ion got a happy ending. What about Adelinka? Hey, Irma. It was a long way for you, and it is about to end in the hall ahead. Before you depart, I have something to tell you. A farewell request, if this means something to you. Of course, girl. I'm all ears. Please, Irma, I'm not a girl. You must have learnt this by now.
He made me clay-born among the first, long before you. Yet human flesh, void of ichor, does not return to life any more. That's a loss one can't revert. He made so many attempts to make clay grow like a human flesh, so I can escape my eternal childhood. But all was futile. Clay flesh grows only with death, so I was returned over and over. But then the king came to him. He needed a clay-born army, and father could not resist his brutal advance. But you can't make something that lives and breathes from something that is dead. You need ichor.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me he used your ichor.
It's just that I asked him for this myself. I could not see my father so desperate.
I can't believe it.
That's how Claiborne Army was made, Irma. My ichor served as animating discharge, and then he extracted it. So many times, Irma. So many times.
Cursed be his callous misdeeds.
Don't blame him. He did what he'd had to, just like me. For him, I tried to take control over empty husks, but every time I cleft right away. Maybe it's your destiny as a vessel to take control over the Claibornes, but I want to ask you one thing, just one thing. When he asks you to return me in clay again, don't do it. I don't want to be returned anymore. It's just too painful. Too painful.
But
no more, Irma. Just let me embrace you the last time.
Aw, hug it out. Oh! I was like, are we going to get like a little sprite animation? No, instead we get something this dramatic. Man. Oh. Damn.
Only you can keep me safe.
Adelinka. Adelinka! Her shell is empty. I feel her ichor now, flowing along mine. She resides in me. Man, okay. This was a sandwich of sadness. Italag, then Ion, good times, and then Adelinka. Good heavens. Oh, okay. See where we level up, huh? Adelita kept you company. Perfect. All this time I was just a tool for you. A tool of control. My poor thing. Even now you are so lost. You are on the verge of understanding what it is to be a human. A being of free will. What a horrid lot it is. What a terrible curse. I am so sorry I have doomed you to suffer this. Are you even able to regret your deeds at this point? Believe me or not, I am full of regrets. After all, it was inevitable. Why me, father? Why have you made me come all this way? I had no choice. I just cannot live in the world I corrupted. I seek to cleanse it. You have to understand that. Yet you made everything even worse. You made me suffer in so many lives. You were perfect, my dear Irma. My best work. Something I believed in more than in myself. Something, oh. You had this distorted vision you called an ideal. You made a germ of free will become a thing for you. Back in the day, you were just a mold, you know. I shaped it with my hands. But, let me finish. All works of mine, all my maddened creatures, they had the same root. Ichor of my daughter. But you were different. I put inside you a drop of my own. I got your ichor. Yes, you and other pristines. You were a continuation of my will. You had a chance to undo my mistakes. But I've made another mistake indeed. I underestimated human malice. Red Irma broke you, schemed against you out of envy, for your perfection. You should know that I lost every drop of your ichor that night. I became void. You should well know what ichor is, right? The essence that develops with every strike, every roar, every death of yours, every loss. It comes from the inside. Oh, yes. But I don't need your ichor, girl. A steady shape matters much more to me. With Adelina's ichor inside your vessel, you can unite all my lost creations. Bind and keep them away from madness. Make them one stream, a communion of wills, a parliament of minds. A vessel is not meant to be just a tool of control. You can make new dark ichor flow in a new direction, away from the beacon that shines through the vile skies. Okay, I have the quick pause here. The Dark Souls-isms are being laid on very thickly now again, like this whole kind of chain of, like, fate that we've been locked in, and now a chance to break it with a dark theme. I don't want to, but I can't help but see those, like, links here, you know, of same kinds of vibes. Link. So, whatever. For even made from Earth's clay, you Clayborn still longed for her, for the greatest mold, for the celestial template of false freedom. Can you turn away from her now, Irma? Can you do it on your own? No. You think it's beautiful to be one. Another morbid idea of yours. Yet to become one means losing everything I own. Losing my triumphs, and even more important, my failures. My wounds and bounds, things that make us real. I died so many times, not for this, not for another sort of sleep. I learned hard to know the simple truth, Zoran. When something comes from the outside, it is always false, an ill intent. It means a power using you in cruel play, and you can never sleep in peace. My stupid girl, you disappoint me. That's not a good line. Oh my god, was that my... What the heck? We were doing so good with my controller not dying today, and just suddenly randomly. There we go. Okay. God damn it. And I haven't even been like holding it weirdly or anything for it to get unplugged, so I don't get it. I defy communion, Zoran the Sculptor. I defy your plan of healing those who cleft. I defy my clay kin, if it's necessary to become free, to become myself. Then I will make you accept my will, like I always did. That's an interesting juxtaposition, forcing what is supposedly free will, you know? Messed up. We're having a boss fight, aren't we? Aha. Zoran the Sculptor. The first one is also an opponent. There he is. Fixing the mirror, huh? Okay. What happens if I try to blow up Zoran? Nothing happens. Got it. Whoa! Oh, that's Chakran! Interesting. Oh, boy. This might take a while, everybody. This is looking tough. But yeah, that was Chakran he summoned there. Okay, that's cool if all the Pristines are going to show up in this fight. Story-wise, it does not make sense, I feel like, to us be booted out of that fight and get another chance the way we usually do. But here we go again, I guess. Gameplay-wise, yes. Makes sense. It means the final fight is tough. We're going to have to work for it. Yeah, oh, look at that. Yeah, now I see. It's, Wanda. Oh, the slappy baby. Look at that. There we go. Mirror broken. Healed up. Ow! There we go. And now... Oh, another slappy baby has spawned. There you are, the first one. Damn! Oh my god, those homing fireballs do a lot of damage. Wow. This is a tricky boss, so yeah, we gotta break the mirror to get the first one to show up to repair the mirror, and then we gotta beat up on him, and I think we have to beat him before we can take on Zoran himself, because I tried to do that blast into the air, and it didn't seem to do anything to Zoran, so... Alright, let's rock. Let's see what I can do. It's not an easy fight, for sure. Okay, they start us off with a nice broken mirror there. Hold on. Oh yeah! That's not very impressive. Okay. I tried to, but I could never block those baby slaps. Better just kill them. Nice. Ow! Heal up real quick. Oh, why haven't you broke it, you silly mirror? There, 2 mirrors broken. Ah, that's like 14 years of bad luck. Oh, there you are. Ah, but this starts. Better to just avoid when that's happening, because that really sucked. That. Hold on. It's do a little bit of damage to a mirror. Oh boy. Oh man, if those are going to be showing up every damn time that a mirror is broken, those like homing blasts, then yeah, I'm not going to really do much damage to that first one, you know? Ow! Ah! Yeah, that's the gimmick of this fight, is every time the first one shows up. Like he's gonna call in those blobs for backup. There's a slappy baby that's dormant to the right over there. Ah! No! Slappy baby has spawned in. Ah! Oh god! And now it's summoning those guys too. Okay. Well, I did okay that round, but yeah, man. The health sitch is kind of tough. Should I... Let's consider these real quick here. Spell damage increased is nice, but I'm going to be healing so much that might not be super relevant. Damage of next attack after dealing a killing blow. Also not maybe that important in this one. Also, successful parry. Probably not going to be parrying very many enemies in that fight. So I think I'm going to swap that out for... Where's the... There we go. The classic Martyrus Gemstone. When I take damage, I get Ichor, and I'm going to be slapped around in that fight. So, something that's going to allow me to get a lot of Ichor in that fight. We're going to pick up that ability, you know? And I think that'll give me an edge in this encounter. A fighting chance. Alright, let's get to work smashing some mirrors, yeah? Come on then, Zoran. Okay, summoned Chalkran first. Okay. Okay, summoned a Stabby Mick Stabberson. There we go. I mean, I might parry this guy, you know? Ah! I really got... There's so much going on in this fight. I really got messed up there. Actually did good damage to the first one, though. I guess because I got a couple of those witch blasts, stone wall blasts there. I think those messed that guy up pretty well. So let's see if I can keep that up. Ooh, I wish this... This is where I'm getting a little impatient. I wish this pre-fight animation here would speed up a little bit. Alright, there we go. Oh! Nice! Shut that guy down real quick. Oh, there you are. Up. Ow. Ah! Yeah, this mirror beating up mechanic is a little exhausting. There we go. Oh shit, these homing fireballs also work even while... Oh, it stopped. Okay. Oh, no! Let's break all three of these mirrors. Nah, not gonna get in there. Oppa! Look at that dodge. Oh, there you are. Up. 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 Okay, I screwed that one up. Ah! Oh, what's coming out of that one? Oh, it's these ones. Okay. Okay, kind of styling there a little bit too much. There we go. Ah, these things die alright. Hey, look at that. Slappy baby, not so tough now. With this hammer I got. Okay. Stabby McStabbersons over here. Ah, I started to be cool. Yeah, the rhythm's completely gone while this fight... Oh my god, double teleport, lads. I gotta deal with this shit real quick. Okay, hey, I think the other guy disappeared somehow. Nice. No, you don't? Yeah, but this is definitely like a managing, like... enemy stuff fight, clearly. Because, like, two of those teleport lads... Blah. Oh. Haven't seen anything from Lajos. There we go. Yet, like, another one of the pristines, you know? Unless these homing orbs... I don't remember if Lajos used homing orbs, so... Hey, look at that. Ta-da! I got health restored real quick. Kind of a lame one, but whatever. I see you. Oh, those damage the enemies too. Okay, well that's good to know. Ah! Okay, fine. Oh, wait, I see you. Oh! That's the first one down! Nice! I am sorry. Phase 1 is over! What you got, Zoran? Ah! Oh! Oh! Just got a big old spear and an AoE. Okay. Got a hammer! I can't get the tell for that AoE. Ah, okay, let's the tell for that. Oh, that comes out. Oh, okay. I see. Oh, no you don't. Yikes. Oh. Ay. I see. They all trigger when you run underneath. What the? What hit me? Ah! No. I think they got a big old AoE blast is what's taking me out there. Okay. Woo! Ow! You jerk off! Yeah, there's a huge AoE on the ground. Ground tracking AoE that these... so I gotta jump when he launches those spears. That's what makes those tough. Ah! Okay. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, AoE coming. I dodged it somehow. Oh, this one sucks. No, it's not too bad. Oh, but this one, all 6 of them. I don't know how I dodged this the first time he did it. And I don't know how I did it that second time either. Wow. You're almost done here, Zoran. Not enthused by your collection of spears. A little bit too early on that one. Okay, we're done here. No, we're not. Yeah, you're done, old man.
Ugh. You'll be cleft sooner or later. You won't escape the fate. I've already decided yours. After you, Zoran.
I smashed through that, sorry. Is this the Great Kiln? I think that's the implication, yeah?
Freedom. At last.
All right then. Wow. Okay. That's it. A little bit of an ambiguous ending there, but I'll take it. All right. Cool. So that was Moonscars. Wow. Oh man, I'm glad I beat the second phase on my first go there. It put the screws on me for sure with those high-speed spear thrusts, but I'll take it still. I really appreciate it. That was a pretty good final boss. Very, very like hectic that first phase, but turned out to be quite manageable, so good stuff. Wow, that was the whole credits? Okay, cool. Nothing about the voice actors? Because there was voice acting in a couple of cutscenes. I don't see that there, just a bunch of other developers who are very important, of course. I do not wish to rip on that, obviously, but yeah. Okay. Huh, well that was it. Alright, good stuff. Now I need to review this game. Okay. So I understood the themes of this game a little late there at the end, I suppose. I started to really only now warm up when we had the Sculptor's big rant. And also our big rant. Our big rant with Red Irma and then with Ion here. This seemed to be a bit of a metaphor for like the relationship of generations, and it seemed to be taking something of a sins of our fathers kind of like take here. You know, we had to deal with the mistakes of the people that had come before us, and then also had to consider our responsibility for what comes after us in some sense. And it took a very like, you know, like very like current young generation positive vibe. The representatives of the old generations, the Red Irma and the Sculptor, and I suppose even the King, they were kind of all douchebags and manipulative and trying to use the quote-unquote young to their ends here. And like it seemed to be kind of a real message of kind of rebellion here, of like, you know, like not going along with their machinations even if you owe some kind of debt to your existence to these people in some sense. Like some interesting stuff to chew on there. But it was a bit of an obtuse story, like, and on purpose, it was going for that vibe. And I don't know, I praised the game earlier for having a voiced protagonist rather than a mute protagonist just bumbling through everything and being talked to. But I don't know if that, like, muddied the story even further, actually, by having a voiced protagonist, you know, like, actually, like, able to play off these characters instead of just us soaking in with these characters and their choices and us having to deal with them. On the other hand, it did allow our character, Grey Irma, to break free and resist the influences of the characters here, the you know, the cast of NPCs. So I guess it was ultimately necessary. But yeah, it was a quite obtuse plot ultimately. So if you don't have a lot of stomach for that, like say from having played them Souls games, and they're like bizarre, like we leave it up to you to work out kind of vibes. I think this one, which like even doesn't really want to leave out so much by having, you know, a voice protagonist to bounce off of, but is still just incredibly convoluted to understand. I don't know, like maybe that is tricky to deal with, mayhaps. I don't know. I didn't mind it that much, but I do feel like I wasn't super connected to a bunch of the NPCs by the end of it, given that I didn't have a super clear picture of what was going on. That final corridor with Ion and Etalag and Adelinka, though, that was a pretty good summation and like really gave me something to think about. And that was a good selection of NPCs to like really meditate on. Now the whole deal with what was her name? The Red Princess and Yarima. Their like whole story I don't quite understand, like, and its summation just having that classic Soulsy and then the character died ending. I don't quite, that I think could have used a little bit more cooking, unless there's a hidden ending that I missed somewhere. I don't know, whatever. But no, it's an interesting story. I enjoyed it. It was alright. Gameplay is also a bit of a mixed bag, because this game was trying to do a lot here. And I think the core of what it was focused on was pretty dang good. Like, it was, again, I keep talking about Souls-like, it was this wave of Souls-like Metroidvanias, and I think this game smartly reduced the focus on the actual Metroidvania exploration and getting abilities to traverse side of things. Like, it kept it very, very simple to instead focus on the combat platforming of the Souls-like formula, and it worked pretty well. Like, after a little bit of bumpy beginnings and struggling, like, you saw that I started to like handle the parrying pretty good, and working in the special weapons was interesting, and the spells. But yeah, what I do think is that this game has a lot of systems going on it, and this is something I've I've brought up in a couple of games now, about how there's like a preponderance of different like mechanics, gameplay mechanics, and like, is it a bad thing? On the one hand, it's like options. Maybe you don't want to or need to interact with all of them, so it's good to have options on like what to interact with. But on the other hand, it like maybe kind of dilutes the focus a little bit, and also like the experience, and it makes it a little bit unclear what the developers wanted you to focus on by having such a potpourri of different like gameplay mechanics. And I'm mainly like you know, kind of like chews me up was the kind of roguelike mechanic of the like experience bar where you get those. It was spite, yeah, the spite meter filling up with kills, and you get like small passive boosts from that. Not only did those passive boosts not feel particularly weighty in the gameplay, they just kind of like felt like things I was collecting, but I also just felt that like that just felt like a system that we had to interact with, since you kept getting them as you beat up enemies, and also just like mixed it up a little bit further. Now the whole moon phase mechanic, tricky to deal with and also hard to manage, since like it gets more difficult the more you die, but an interesting one. And then the special weapons being like tied to the whole collecting glands or killing special enemies, but they were interesting. No, I can't say no to some of those sick like animations on some of those weapons, so ultimately I think they were pretty cool. Can't hate on those. But yeah, there's a lot going on in this game mechanics-wise, and it was a lot to take in. I'm not going to complain about the difficulty ramping up towards the end of it. It's a challenging platformer, Souls-like thing, so gotta expect it to be really damn challenging. But yeah, I did let myself get tilted quite a few times here towards the end. Sure, so it goes. I think it was fine for what we're going for here, so I could live with it. And the boss fights were neat. Most of them were pretty great. Presentation is where this game definitely wins. Although it at times got like a little bit tiresome to deal with the simple art style, and the deaths was a bit much with it being that just black and white silhouettes, or not black and white, but you know, the black, almost full black silhouettes dealing. That one is a little bit much, but apart from those, I do think it was a bold choice that worked for the most part to have this incredibly stark, simplified color scheme. They got it to work really well in terms of visual cohesion, and it just looked really neat. So that's really cool, really nice. The game is beautiful. I will absolutely give it that. And the music worked fine. It's par for the course for these kinds of games, but it did its jobs. And there were a couple of standouts, like the kind of Spanish guitar vibes in the Apex were really lovely. And that final boss music was pretty hype, so, you know, good stuff going on music-wise, ultimately. So, yeah, presentation, this game is a beaut to experience visually and orally, so real good stuff. Right, so, favorite protagonist... You know what? I'm gonna say that doppelganger who ended up helping us out. What a champ. You know, that was really cool that came back like that. First of all, the chance of, like, sparing that doppelganger was such an out of left field, like, oh my god, okay. And then, like, it paying off by you getting to, like, team up, almost like a Dark Souls summon on the fight against Red Irma. Although it did mean that fight was a crazy fracas of trying to figure out who was who. That was, well, again, points for visual clarity for what was a kind of a messy fight, but yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna say that doppelganger was my favorite protagonist, honestly, yeah. Favorite antagonist? Yeah, Red Irma was such a nice surprise, like, even though it was ultimately a really obvious plot twist once you started to be like, hang on, has anyone been the human Grey Irma in this plot yet? And sure enough, no, it turns out there was one human Grey Irma, and it was Red Irma, and she was under your nose all along. And her turning red under the moonlight being an early cue of sorts, that's kinda neat. So, yeah, and her motivation of envy about her clay simulacra, kinda interesting too, and her boss fight was pretty cool. So, yeah, you know, she's the best antagonist. Favorite boss fight? I think the final boss. Yeah, the final boss was just a really good sum-up. It was a boss fight which kind of brought everything back together by having, you know, all the previous bosses and some choice enemies show up at the end. It had like a really cool mechanic that was more than just punching the enemy in the face by having to deal with the first one. And then the phase 2 was a simple dust-up fracas with Zoran. you know, that's about as much as you can ask from a final boss. I was pretty delighted with that. Difficulty was challenging, but nothing too crazy. So, yeah. Favorite level? I don't know. Probably just a high castle. Seemed like the biggest, realization of the game's promise. It had the style was sublime with the castle, fitting the vibes of this game perfectly and just interesting to explore. Just good vibes. It wasn't, its boss fight was the royal baby. I guess that was a kind of a, interesting boss to wrap it up, but it was kind of just like a halfway point between dealing with the pristines, but it was a nice area to explore, so I'll give that the reward. Funniest moment. I think Etalag's cattiness was very well realized in this game. I know it went to some sad places once he passed away, so sadly, but the whole running around and getting milk for a cat in the middle of all this craziness, very funny. So I think Etalag wins the funniest moment reward for sure. But yeah, I don't know. That's about it. That was Moonscars. Nice little, went a little bit longer than I maybe planned, but enjoyable all the same. If you need a dark Metroidvania to carve up enemies in, this one's a pretty good choice. I had a good time. But yeah, that's been it. Tune in next time for something else. We'll see what it is. Should be interesting, of course, I hope. And I hope you'll be there. But this was Moonscars. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye!